Good morning and a warm welcome to all our viewers joining us live. My name is Natalie Ravenscroft and I am the Service Development Manager here at the National Activity Providers Association. We are streaming live across our Facebook and YouTube channels today, so please do say hello in the chat and we would like to know what's made you happy today. Today's discussion is with a NAPA Recognised Supplier, SocialAbility and their happiness programme. What is a NAPA Recognised Supplier? A NAPA Recognised Supplier is a provider of activity and engagement services that demonstrates their commitment to practice in an ethical, person-centred and respectful way. NAPA Recognised Suppliers understand the care sector and provide supportive and enriching services that aim to improve the lives of the people with care and support needs. And SocialAbility and the Happiness Programme do just that. The goal of the Happiness Programme is to empower each subscriber to achieve the 9 key benefits, which in turn contribute to successful activities and meaningful care outcomes. I'm delighted with our guest today, who is Andrew Spears, Sales Director, who will share insights into the programme of the impact and the benefits. If you're a current NAPA member, stay tuned for a special offer and feel free to ask any questions related to today's topic in the chat box. For those of you who are watching today and are not familiar with who NAPA are, let me share. NAPA is a charity and we are the professional body for activity providers here in the UK. We are an association that represents and supports professionals and practitioners who work in the field of providing activities, engagement and services for various sectors such as healthcare, social care, housing or community development. We promote the importance of activities, arts and engagement. We champion the role of you, the activity provider, and we provide information, advice, practice development tools, which include thousands of resources that are available in our members area, The Shed. NAPA also have a wide variety of professional development opportunities, such as qualifications, training programs, and conferences, which I'll share more about at the end. As a charity, we believe that you should have the resources you need to engage the individuals that you support at low or no cost. And if you would like to know more about NAPA and how we can support you, then please do get in touch by telephone or email. I'm delighted now to welcome Andrew to the stage and hear more about the Happiness Programme. Andrew, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me. Lovely to be here.
We're delighted to have you here. So would you like to tell us a little bit more then about who SocialAbility are and what is the Happiness Programme for today's viewers?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everybody, and thanks for those of you who jumped on today. We'll just bring up some slides if we can, and I'll talk through the Happiness Programme, what it is, and why we started it. It's possible to get the slides up now. Perfect. So it's called the Happiness Programme because ultimately that's what it's about: sparking laughter and happiness for the most isolated people in society. And as a group of people who started the company back in January 2020, we just had a very personal mission, which is to do that, to reach those people that sometimes other things can't. So our background was that I'd worked in the NHS for a number of years, and I'd sort of seen lots of elderly care wards where people had very little to do, where there was a lot of deconditioning and other areas as well in hospitals, and just wanted to sort of make a difference. John, who's our MD, his father was actually diagnosed with dementia when he was 52 and John was 12 at the time. So he cared for his dad for a long time, and Chris, another one of our members, his grandfather had dementia. So we were initially a small team. We've grown a lot now. We've worked with over 1,200 care providers throughout the UK, Ireland, France, Canada, and launching in the US. So it's a really exciting time, and we've had lots of wonderful feedback, really, which has been which has been great and what it's all about. So yeah, just to tell you a bit more, if you move on to the next slide, about the program itself. The vision is to sort of make society happier and to reach people with living with physical and cognitive challenges. So we not only help people with dementia, but we work with lots of care services across libraries, care homes, hospitals, day services out in the community, and schools. So for people with learning disabilities and profound multiple learning disabilities, we work at the National Autistic Society, and for obviously for people with dementia in care homes, in the NHS, but then acquired brain injury, stroke rehabilitation. We've had success in ITUs. We have functional rehabilitation. So it's been so interesting, all the different ways in which quite often other people have found ways to use our technology to help people. And that's, I think, the most inspiring thing for us, really, is all the people that we work with, and the ideas and how creative everybody is. And so it does, it's a big partnership with everybody that with all the people that we work with, and the best ideas come from all of them, really. And the mission, which is a lovely one to have, is to spark laughter for everybody and reduce loneliness and isolation. I think it's lovely seeing people move and interact and engage with our technology. And I'll talk to you about some of the care outcomes that we've observed across those partnerships as well. Just to tell you a bit more about what the actual happiness program is. So at the heart of the program is our interactive light technology projector. So that works by projecting light down onto a table, a floor. It also works on walls, ceilings, and bed sheets. So it's a 360-degree projector. And the idea is that one member of staff, can very easily take that around a care home, or it can be moved around, hospitals, wherever it's being used. But you can then use it in bedrooms for one-to-one interaction engagement, but also then for bigger group activities. And I'm going to play a video for you with a few testimonials, and so you can see it in action at the end of this presentation. But look, the big thing for us, I think, was about, we didn't just want to sell people a product. We didn't want to just walk away after we've delivered something, because we know that actually the biggest challenges, the nitty-gritty of it, the hard work comes from getting people engaging and interacting and being comfortable with technology. And some of the people we work with are incredibly comfortable with technology, and they adopt it very quickly, and then they tell us what we should be doing next and what activities and games we should be having on the system, which is great. But others need more hand-holding and more support. And so for us, it's about, and I think that's what makes us different, is that it's about the relationship, it's about the partnership that we have with people, and it's about creating, long-term success for adopting of technology, rather than sort of, a flash in the pan, which can sometimes happen. The worst thing for us is that, a piece of equipment would be left in the corner. And we know that there's one of the biggest challenges in the sector at the moment is the workforce, and actually recruitment, and holding on to staff and maintaining staff. And so, for us, it's a tool for activity staff, but also that whole home approach for everybody to use in a care home, that would hopefully, brighten their day, make their job easier and a lot more fun. So for those reasons, it's very much a partnership. And we, as you see here, all these things that wrap around the technology are what make the happiness program what it is. So it comes preloaded. Actually, this slide's slightly outdated because we just keep adding new games and new content, over 120 different interactive activities and games. But the idea is we keep releasing new content. So, we release a minimum of 30 new games a year. We have religious and cultural games that will appear and disappear throughout the year. So things like Eid, Easter, Diwali, Christmas, those games, we try to reflect what's going on in the outside world, on the machine, especially for those people who can't leave their rooms or the care home and don't get out to go out and experience some of those things. So it's about continuously delivering that new content to everybody, and that's a big co-design process. If I'm honest, it's basically we collect feedback from all of the people we work with our brilliant social impact team, and client success team. And so they're regularly on the phone to all of our clients, and we're asking for ideas, new game ideas, what's going to be next, how improvements to the existing content that's on there. And so we will keep updating that and delivering that. And then we also give unlimited training and support. So any new staff that come into the care venues that we work with, we ask that we're notified that they're there and that we can jump on and give them a training session. So we're running all around the country doing those in person, but we do lots of them obviously over Teams and, as everybody does like this as well. And a lot of that is really a bit of a triage system where, we work out those people that need that extra help and we go out and really support them. And those that are doing really well with it, we're, putting case studies and testimonials together like you'll see.
It does sound really, really inclusive. It really sounds really co-created and well thought out, and certainly how you support, individuals to be able to access it and just ringing and asking questions, to the activity providers or the individuals that will be facilitating this. It sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It's about enabling staff to get the most out of something rather than just trusting that that's going to happen. That's it's so lovely when one of the things that we hear is that when we're speaking to our customers and they're just saying thanks so much for all of that support and for that help or that guidance, or we didn't realize we could do this with it or that with it. And a lot of that again is sharing best practice, right? So it's kind of we'll get a care home that has a brilliant idea, like one of ours did, for putting a big plastic tub on the floor, projecting into that tub with real sand and real warm water in there, and then getting residents to take their shoes and socks off. And so you projected a rock pool onto the sand, and they were looking down, and then they started spraying sea salt and serving ice creams and all sorts of things, and gave people a trip, an immersive trip to the beach. But it's those kind of ideas and that kind of creativity that we then go, everyone needs to know about this. And so we're then sharing that within all of the networks and on our newsletters and everything, and just helping people really get the most out of it. But one of the things that we did a bit of consulting with the CQC, and they'd said that they were turning up at care homes, for example, and seeing that they'd adopted a piece of technology that they'd spent quite a bit of money on, and it was sat in a corner and it wasn't being used, they had no evidence of the fact that it was being used. And so we wanted to include this kind of reporting, this CQC integrated reporting, especially with the new system that they've moved to with quality statements. So actually, you can send off these impact reports in between inspections, and you can go up and you can move up and down ratings. And so, we wanted to say, well, if you're going to invest money in a piece of technology, then let's really demonstrate and spell out the significance that it's had, the care outcomes that it's achieved, and how that ties in with the sort of care inspectorate guidelines. So we do that for sort of CIS, CIW, across all of the various different care inspectorate boards, and put those together. So it's those kind of things. It's the training, it's the support, it's the new content, the reporting, and then the service and maintenance, and just making sure that everybody's got the latest tech, the best kit, and that it's working properly. And I shout out to our service team, who are brilliant. And we just, every Monday morning, they're like, on top of all of it, any tickets that come up, we have very few now, because they're either so quickly resolved or they've improved the system. So it's really great. And that's kind of in a nutshell what we do, and why we do it. So I think the next slide is just talking a little bit about the care outcomes that have been reported to us from all of those people. So what we do is we send out our functionality feedback surveys, and these are the care outcomes that we're very proud to hang our hat on, really. So 98% improvement to social well-being, 89% improvement to cognitive well-being, and 98% improvement to physical well-being. I know by having people sitting and interacting and engaging that these things happen quite passively as well. A lot of the time, people are just sitting and playing games, and quite often we'll hear from staff in care home, and we'll say, gosh, this person wouldn't normally engage in anything or in that activity, and they've really started to by using this, and then that's gone on to have further improvements when they're not playing on the system. So actually, it's improved, a relationship between a couple of residents who maybe, didn't have that any kind of relationship before. And and so it's a tool that can really be used to stimulate people and as you say, get people moving. And one of the things that we've just announced is a partnership with Alzheimer's Society and Sport England. So it's a research partnership. And the reason why it's with Sport England is because it's about looking at how our technology helps improve physical activity in older people. So there's a bit of a broader piece that we're looking at is, what is physical activity in older people? Because I think quite often people think you have to be doing exercise classes and jumping around, but actually reaching out and pushing a ball across the table. I've seen people play on our system just doing that and go, gosh, I feel like I've had a good workout. That's physical movement. That's sitting and interacting, engaging. And so, we've got this lovely partnership. We've got 10 care homes across the country that we're working with. It's a research project where we're doing co-design of the games with the Alzheimer's Society. So they've got some various different themes from focus groups for people with dementia that they've been working on. And they just went out to the market to find, a provider that they wanted to work with to sort of do this partnership. So they funded the program for these 10 care homes. They've part funded it, and we're really excited to announce sort of the outcomes from that. But you can see there, 98% people sort of saying that they'd seen physical, improvements in physical well-being. And then it's also, a tool that can be used as a therapeutic intervention. So if somebody's, distressed, agitated, if there is behaviour that staff are finding, challenging to cope with, then it's a really good distraction technique. It's a tool that can be used, to distract, and that has then helped with reductions in PRM medication. So you can see 1 in 5 of our partners have said that. 1 in 6 have actually reported a reduction in falls, and again, it's the associated risks of falls. So maybe later on in the day, if people are on their feet quite a lot or walking around quite a lot, and it's difficult to get them to sit and rest, which maybe they need to. We've had lots of our partners that have said that they've seen a real benefit with that because they've been able to engage people that maybe wouldn't engage in other things. But then, having people moving physically, can sort of help people rest better at night. And so there's various different things that have sort of contributed to that. And then, if I'm honest, the sort of nutrition and hydration side of things wasn't something that we had initially at all thought about as a care outcome. There's a lovely lady called Kat, who you'll see one of our care home groups in the testimonial video, and she did that study across 2 of their homes. Again, this was looking at people who were in the later stage of their dementia journey, and they were nursed in bed. And what she wanted to do was just see if by using the technology for about 10 minutes before serving food and drink, so before meal times, would actually stimulate people to take on more food and fluid. And she found across both homes in this study that they did do that. So I'll let her talk a little bit about that later. And there's case studies on the website and things. But we had a lady who gained 5 kilograms in weight, and she was been non-verbal for 2 years, and she spoke for the first time. So really amazing outcomes to see, especially somebody in that sort of later stage of their journey, as she said. That's kind of in a nutshell the care outcomes that we focus on, and what we this is what we focus on in the training, the ways in which you can use the technology, the care outcomes that can be achieved from it with that overriding care goal of improved well-being, and for improving staff well-being as well. Just finally then, the next slide is just a thank you and any questions that we've got from the presentation.
That's amazing. And I love that story. Quite often here at NAPA, through our support services, we will be asked by activity providers or people supporting people within the care community, how do I support someone that's cared for in their rooms? What can I do to encourage and engage people that are cared for in their rooms? And I really particularly like that story of how this program enables an individual to be active. And as you said, sometimes we class physical activities and we should be running up and down or, on a treadmill or dancing in a circle, to music and exercising, when the reality is it can be just as simple as someone stretching their fingers. Or like you say, holding an object that they might only just slide across the actual table a little bit by a little bit. Shall we watch this video, Andrew, just before we go to the Q&A? Because I'm really excited to see this. And, if you've not seen this video, you're in for a right treat. So let's share with the audience the actual impact that the happiness program has had. Sorry, we've got no sound there. I do apologise. The joys of technology. We'll just try again. And where was this video, just while we're getting that started, Andrew, where was this video, whereabouts in the UK was this video testimonial recorded?
So this is actually a compilation from a few different locations. We've been working with Durham Council, and so they've put the happiness program into quite a number of their day services. There's some clips from there. There's some clip from Sunderland NHS, which is this first one here, and then, as I say, from a couple of other care homes, and I think one of our Barchester and Hallmark care homes. So yeah, people giving feedback on it.
That's amazing. So all these testimonials here that are brought together in this video are mainly for older care services, did you say there, and some day support services? Sorry.
Yeah. I think there's one that's one or two that are from a learning disability.
Okay.
Homes as well, and a lot of them are those sort of the day services where people will come in and interact with the technology for the day. So yeah, it's been it's great.
Fantastic. So hopefully we have the video back with us and some sound so we can share that, because I think it's always really important that you can hear from the individuals that are using that and partaking in this amazing program that you've developed. Yeah. So here we go. Let's try again. Fingers crossed. Dear, I don't think we've got the sound working there. It did work in the tech room, which was always the case when it comes to technology. Let's just, what a shame. But I mean, you can see here just by watching the individuals, Andrew, that they're all engaging in that. And I know sometimes it's important to hear the stories directly, but do you want to just talk us through this video and what's happening here?
Yeah, so this is, as you see, Gail from Sunderland NHS, and she's just talking about the impact that it's had for people. And I think what's been really beneficial there is that they take people out from some of the ward spaces and into the day room. And then we've got one of our clients from Barchester talking about the impact that it's had. And again, this is specifically, I think, for people in bedrooms as well. Being able to take the technology and just how it, I think that's one of the big things, is that you can do those big group activities, but then taking it into bedrooms and having that impact. And you can see there, sort of people that are, using it on bed sheets and for people in their rooms. And so we've just by having that bit of extra stimulation, that sort of time with people on one-to-ones, I think has really improved the usage of the unit as well, so that it's not just something that's being used for those group activities, but actually that it's for those sort of one-to-one sessions as well. And then there's a couple of gentlemen here that are talking about they were next to each other in the bed and didn't speak to each other at all. And he's just saying that I didn't know this guy, and then we sat and started playing games together. And now we're best of friends. And the conversation started when they were on the in the sort of the day room, effectively playing the games as you see here together. But otherwise they would just they wouldn't be coming down and sort of sitting and talking, but they're actually really engaging, playing activities together. And we'll have to get this video up onto the website or something if we can.
Yeah, we're just going to ask you if anyone would like to continue watching this video. I mean, it looks like they're having, even without sound, it speaks 1,000 words. You can see that everyone's clearly enjoying it and having fun. And engage. Have a look at him. He's just
bowling there. So they I mean, that's kind of the innovation that I'm talking about. They strap these pool noodles to the side of 2 tables, project the bowling game at the end, and then they're rolling balls down and doing bowling. And then this is cat. So for, I think, for this family, I think it was just such a special moment for them, because it was during lockdown. They'd not really been able to go in and see this lady, to see her, their mum, grandma, and great grandma, and all the family came in, and her great granddaughter was holding her hand, and she just said, "I love you, Nanny," and she looked at her and said yes, and it was the first time she'd spoken in 2 years, and then she started saying after that yes, no, and I think she was saying thank you, or like just very, very, like such small improvements that in anybody else you wouldn't. It would be like, but because of the stage that this lady was at, like Kat was saying, it's just so magical. And to have she gained 5 kilograms in weight from being sort of nursed in bed, and this was the only intervention that they did, was just using this technology, using the happiness program. So yeah, and for us as a team, it really carried us actually through lockdown and through some of the difficult periods that we had, because we weren't able to go out and see people interacting and engaging with the technology. So it was really, it was really, really nice to hear those stories from people through that period as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as we mentioned, hopefully we can pop this over onto SocialAbility's website, and then if anyone wants to go and watch these amazing testimonials, then please do feel free to head on over. I've just got a couple of questions, Andrew. What makes the happiness program different from other things that are available on the market at the moment?
I think it's really that mission that we started out with, to actually not just sell something, like it's a partnership. And so it's one of the things that I'm most proud of is that we will have a care home that will call us up and say, look, we've got new staff that come in, can we book in training for them? Or it's already part of the new staff onboarding is that they book in a training session with us. And so it's kind of that guidance, hand holding, that support. And then like we get so many responses to our newsletters that go out where we're just saying, we've got new games for you, there's new content coming. It's kind of keeping it exciting, interesting, and what's lovely is feeding that back to the people that have had the ideas for that content as well. So I think that's it. It's a it's a partnership. It's a true partnership, and it's that support. It's the it's that constant support and engagement that we give that makes us sort of, that's the difference.
And I really felt that through your presentation. You shared some fantastic examples, and it really does come across as being inclusive and being co-creative and supportive. And I think that's really important, that when services are purchasing products or services, that they have that support there, and not everyone has the ability to manage technology. How do you find the tech side of it with staff members or family and friends, or the individuals that are using it?
It's quite varied, to be honest, and I think that's also a sort of testament to really, again, to our sort of teams, that it's you can get on a call, and I've did lots of these early on where you'll just get somebody who is absolutely flying with it. They're really comfortable with technology and using it. And don't get me wrong, it's not rocket science, but some people are just like, I don't want to break it. I don't, I'm not very good with technology. If you have that mindset from the start, then actually it's breaking down those barriers in stages and saying, well, look, let's just, get it set up, have a go with it and use it. And then we'll come back and we'll start doing, in stages. And that's obviously where we're in person with people, and we're spending time with them, running sessions and supporting them. So it's very different across the sector, and I think it's just it's sort of being aware of those differences with different members of staff, and when we need to step in more and support them more, or those that we just immediately flying with it. Yeah.
Brilliant. And just so anyone who is watching, the link to the video has just been popped in the chat. But we did have a comment. I think it was Kathleen, who just said that the video was great. Yeah, Kathleen Grimble said that the video is amazing even without sound. So thank you for that. I do agree there. You kind of got that through the screen, watching everyone there being so happy and engaged. I think we'll go to Q&As if that's okay, Andrew. Have we got any questions or comments from our audience today? We have. Here we go. Emma, this looks good. Thank you. Can I just ask, do we need to service this or pay for add additional apps, etc.?
No, everything's included in the subscription to the program. So it's basically that you would get all of the games that are on the system at that time, plus all of the religious, cultural games that will appear and disappear, and then all the new content, and then the partnerships that we get as well. Everybody would get those as well. So like all of the Alzheimer's Society co-designed games, and we're working with a company called Motion Exercise. So we've got sort of lots of their taster videos on the system as well, where you can project a life-size person on the wall and they'll do on-demand video exercise and things like that. So there's lots of different activities on there, and apps, and we've got some really exciting partnerships coming up with really big national organisations that I'm not allowed to sort of quite announce yet, but
I love a good tease. We love a good tease.
Yeah.
It means we'll bring you back to hear more, I hope, in the future.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, we've got another question just pinged up. Dina, do you have something I can send to my manager as to why this would be worth buying? I really like this and feel it could help our residents. So I presume Dina's asking for something like maybe some benefits as to purchasing the happiness program and the equipment. What do you recommend, Andrew?
Probably the best thing to do is book in a half-hour demonstration with our wonderful sales team, who can just run you through everything that's included, all of those partnerships, the potential upcoming partnerships, and all the new content that we're releasing and things like that as well. And then they can just show you a lot of the stuff that's on the system already, and the equipment and how it all works. So yeah.
Fantastic. Have we got any more questions, or are we? Oh, we have. Sanjay, we have many staff who don't have English as their first language. We do have a really diverse staff force. Do you provide any training, and will they find it easy to use?
Yeah, so again, that's where we give that extra level of support if people are struggling, especially like this over Teams. Maybe you just need a bit more time, and actually you need to be a bit more hands-on in person. So if what we try and do, as I say, is those first initial calls, we'll scope out the people that are going to be using it, the people that are on the system, and then we'll say, look, we'll come in and help and support you and run through it, in person, hands-on, make sure that you're comfortable and that you really understand it, and take that extra bit of time. I think that's the benefit of having that unlimited training, is that we can do it in bursts. So we can do a session, we go back next week, even do another session the week after, like until we're happy that everybody's really really comfortable with it.
Yeah, and I also liked what you said in the beginning as well. So Sanjay, if you're still watching, that they have lots of programs on there that are really inclusive of different cultures and communities and celebrations. And I think that's also really important, not just for the individuals that will be accessing the amazing program, but also for the staff and the staffing community and your teams and visitors, family and friends. It's really important, as Andrew mentioned, that these programs, they are inclusive for everyone. We've just got one more question here from Kathleen, and then we'll wrap up for today. We've got Kathleen's asking, are the subscription prices on the website?
Yeah, so there's varying prices depending on the length of sign up, and if there's sort of more than one care home, for example, in the group that join us and things like that. So the best thing to do is to go onto the website. You can book in demonstration, and again, we'll put the links up for that, and then you can we'll talk you through what's included in the program and then the pricing options that are available.
Brilliant. And I can't wrap up without saying, didn't you have an offer for NAPA members?
Yes, we do. Yes, we've got an additional 2 months for free for anybody that signs up for 12 months of the program. So that's exclusive for NAPA members. If anybody wants to join us, they can take up that offer.
So if you're a current NAPA member watching this, do take up that offer. So additional 2 months for free with every 12 months subscription to the happiness program. And if you're not a NAPA member, as I said at the beginning, contact us. Why are you not a NAPA member, and join this fabulous community? Thank you so much, Andrew, for sharing this today. I'm sure a lot of viewers will be in contact with you and keen to know more, and also have that free demonstration.
Yeah.
If you're watching today and would like to know more information on how to become a recognised supplier, then please contact us here at NAPA. We also have a fantastic recognised supplier information pack, which is free for you to download. And just before I leave, NAPA are delighted to share this year's NAPA's conference, which will take place in Birmingham on the 17th of June. Do you have your tickets? Is the question I would put to you today. It's going to be a full day packed with speakers, workshops, and an amazing opportunity to network with other activity providers and probably share and swap some best practice ideas. You can book your tickets via the members area, the shed, or you can head over onto Eventbrite. We really do hope to see you there. It's a fantastic conference, and if you've been before, I'm sure you will definitely agree. But for now, we're going to say thank you very much for listening and joining us. Thank you especially to Andrew for today. And we hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. But bye for now.
Thanks so much, Natalie. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.